All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started. People can join in as they arrive. I've got a presentation set up for all y'all today. This is going to be fun. Make sure that you know where the chat button is, because I am going to be asking for your responses in the chat, and instead of having you come off mic for most of the time, just so that we can move quickly. And I definitely appreciate the interaction. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. So find your chat button. We'll be using that a lot through the training. All right, here we go. So today, AI prompts for profit. This is a targeted subset of what I teach, specifically designed to help speakers and trainers find gigs and get hired, right? It's if you're a trainer or a speaker, finding that your next gig is bread and butter. So this is designed to help you easily find gigs. You can apply this to other businesses as well, but it will be for the examples. We'll be talking about speakers and trainers. But like I said, the prompts will work for almost any industry. So first, a little bit about me. I know a lot of you already know me, but some of you might not. And right now, you pretty much can't throw a rock without hitting somebody who's trying to teach you how to use AI. And I want you to know why I think I'm the right person that should be teaching you. So first, I've been studying and using AI for over 5 years now. I invest heavily in my own education. An example of that is this General Assembly Data Science Bootcamp. This was a very intense 6-month training on AI and machine learning. It's one of the most known in the industry. I did that almost 5 years ago now. It was a hefty investment, over $16,000, but I felt it was worth it, and I learned a ton. And that was back in the late 2020s. I used the knowledge for that to go on and co-found a company called Investor Tech. I was one of the lead developers as well. It is an AI-based tool to help people get more returns on their investments. And then more recently, I attended the AI Mastery, the advanced track, 16 weeks, meeting twice a week, 90 minutes each session. It is one of the most highly respected AI training programs currently available anywhere. It was another hefty price tag to get into that. But again, I think investing in yourself and your skills is what is going to separate you from all the other people who are trying to do the same thing you're doing. So I find that investing in yourself is one of the best things you can do. Of course, I completed that. That was just recently, January, right? And if you're going to learn from somebody, you might as well learn from somebody who wrote the book on AI, and that would be me. I wrote Prompts for Profit, published that. It's available on Amazon and other places where you might want to get books. And then one of my superpowers is I've been doing tech for 30 years. I have a lot of experience with AI and ML and other things, but my superpower is that I can translate the complex into easy to use, easy to understand ideas so that everybody, even if you're not a tech person like I am, can leverage what I teach. And that's probably one of the most important things. I will make sure that you can use it no matter what tech level you're at. I create things that I call done for you framework. I want to make sure that you can use them right away to make the benefits in your business, in your life. That's probably the biggest reason why you should choose me as your trainer for AI. Today, I'm going to give you the exact prompts for finding conferences, webinars, training gigs. And again, you can use these prompts for other type of research, but this is what the focus is for the examples today. I'm going to show you how to automate your outreach using AI to create that. And then I'm going to show you the biggest mistake that people use when using AI for this kind of work. A quick survey in the chat. Here we go. First one. If you're new to AI, I'd like you to put a 1 in the chat. If you've been using it for a little while, like you might have an account already with ChatGPT, put in a 2. And if you're pretty confident and been tooling around and you're just hoping to get some new ideas today, put in a 3. All right, I see a couple of 1s, some 2s, a 2.5. I like that. A 2 plus. All right, excellent. Almost a 1. Okay. All right, good, good. So that helps me know where people are at. So I won't skip the super basic stuff just because, thank you, Julie, that you're getting better with the training. Thank you. In the past, when I've done trainings on ChatGPT, people get really excited, right? And they'll start immediately going to Google and searching for ChatGPT and then signing up for it. And I've had people go and sign up for the wrong thing. And about halfway through their training, they're like, Earl, mine doesn't look like yours. What am I doing wrong? And we found out that they went to the wrong place. So to avoid that, ChatGPT, the one I'm going to use the examples for today, chatgpt.com is the URL to get there. If you need some help setting up your account, scan this QR code right now, and it'll take you to a document that will walk you through creating your account. It's super easy, but just to make sure that you have no issues, I created that document. I'll give you just a moment to scan that QR code if you need it. I'm not going to have you try to create an account today while we're on the call. We don't have enough time for doing that. You can do that after. If you have questions, you can email me and I can certainly help you. As I mentioned, I wrote the book Prompts for Profit. It is 6 sections, and I broke it down into the first section is how to start using ChatGPT and other generative AI tools like ChatGPT. It's everything you'll need to start getting really good results. And then I move on to communications. There's so much that ChatGPT and other tools like this can do to boost our communications, to get things done faster, easier, and a lot of times better than we can do on our own. And then I heavily focused on creating your brand and avatar, because there's so much, especially in our industry, that you need to have a solid, firm grasp of your brand, that people are going to be able to find you because of your brand, and your avatar is going to help you identify that. So I go deep on that. And then there's 3 more sections: building a training course, creating a book, and then all kinds of different tools. There's tools for creating music. There's tools for creating images and art. There's tools for using different tools that are like ChatGPT. There's different flavors. There's Claude and Perplexity, and I go into all of that. So I'm going to show a lot of prompts today, enough to keep you very busy. And I want to make sure you don't have to worry, don't have to try to copy them from the screen or do screenshots or anything. I'm going to give you this prompts document. It's got all of the prompts that I will share today so that you can just copy and paste and just change a little bit, what I call input variables, and it'll apply to you and your business and what your location, things of that nature. All right. The first thing I start off with is the RTF method. This is a framework that I recommend you use to get really good results easily, consistently from ChatGPT. Now, let me explain it a little bit. Role task format, RTF. A lot of people, when they start off using AI, they're not very specific in the prompts that they provide. I teach people to use a structure where the first thing is the role, who you want ChatGPT to be for the conversation. ChatGPT has so much data. I recently did a little bit of research. In the current model of ChatGPT, the amount of data is greater than all of the books in the Library of Congress. It's got so much information that you need to give it some guardrails so that when you ask it for something, it doesn't try to search all of that and give you a shotgun of response. It'll focus and narrow the search parameters that it uses to create content that is more specific to what you need. Then the task, that's what you want it to do for you. Pretty easy. The more context you can provide there, the better results you're going to get. And then the last piece is the format, how you want it to give you the output back. You could do bullets, you could do tables, paragraphs, you can do mind maps. There's so many different ways it can respond. It can do documents, all kinds of different things. So the three elements: role, task, format. If you can put in the chat a yes if you have an understanding of those three pieces, so I can know and move on if I get a bunch of yeses. All right, excellent. I'm going to give you an example really quick. An effective prompt would be write a blog post about AI. Okay, ChatGPT is pretty good. You'll still get a nice blog post, but it won't be potentially what you were hoping to get. By using the framework that I'm talking, the role task format, you can narrow that focus. So for the role, you could say, I want a content marketer for small businesses. Now you've just told it that you're looking for information that's going to be for small businesses. You want it to be act as a content marketer. The task is to create that blog, right? This time we're going to give it a little more context: AI time-saving benefits. And then I want 3 paragraphs with key takeaways. This is going to give you a very clear response, and it's going to be targeted to what you're looking to get back. So you won't be having to re-ask and filter and various things. This will get you the answer quickly and easily. You want to identify your role, who you want it to be. You want to create the task with context, and then you want to specify the format you want it to come out. So here's an example. Act as a social media strategist like Gary Vee, a renowned expert in content marketing and brand storytelling for businesses of all sizes. That's a very specific role, and I like to provide an actual expert so it knows very clearly the kind of person I want it to assume, what kind of research I want it to do. And then the task. I provide as much detail as I can here, much context. Write a concise, engaging blog post about 300 words on time-saving benefits of AI for small businesses. Create the blog post from your perspective as an industry leader. Highlight how small business can use AI to tackle time-consuming tasks, etc. So this is the prompt. I'm going to show you what that looks like in the real world. I have our prompts document, and you'll see I've already got this prompt in the document. All I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste. We've got the role task format. I'm going to copy that, paste it into the ChatGPT conversation, and then click the send button. So now we're going to get a very specific response, right? This is going to be exactly to what we asked for: how small businesses can reclaim their time with AI. Right? So this is a very good, I can almost, and I always say almost, copy and paste this straight to my blog. Now, I say almost because you definitely want to read what it's going to come back with. AI can occasionally hallucinate, especially if you're asking for specific facts and figures. An example is I created a custom GPT, which is essentially a little AI program in ChatGPT, to create cover letters for job applications. And every once in a while, it'll put in the cover letter a skill that I don't have. It'll say, I've got expertise in this certain programming language, and I don't have, I might have a little bit of knowledge, but not expertise. So I always read before you apply it to something where somebody else is going to see it, just to make sure. But you got the idea here. So that with that role task format, we've got a very powerful response that we can use almost out of the box. Okay. Does that make sense? Can I get some yeses in the comments, if you would, please? The social image designer asks, do you actually put the words role task format? I do. You don't have to, right? It's just something, especially when I'm teaching class like this, just to make sure that it is clear to everybody those little distinctions and not to forget one, right? You can leave the format out and let it try to decide for you. You can leave, but if you leave the role and task out, you're going to not get as good of results. But you could just say, act as a social media strategist. You don't necessarily have to put in the role, task, and format tags. All right, excellent. A lot of yeses, so I'll continue moving forward. Thank you so much. All right, there's the response. I am using something today called an input variable. Now, I'm a programmer, so to me, this makes perfectly sense, but there's a lot of people who aren't so tech aware and may not understand what that is. So here's an analogy for you. So everybody's seen a recipe, right? Where you look at the recipe and it says, for 2 servings, you need this much of each of these ingredients, like 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, an egg, right? But if you want to have 4 servings, you replace that 1 cup now with 2 cups and 4 tablespoons and 2 eggs, right? So the numbers in this recipe are the input variables. So the variable would be flour, and then the value would be 1 cup or 2 cups, 4 cups, whatever it might be. That is an easy analogy to help you understand what an input variable is. Here's a quick example applying it to ChatGPT. So if we have a prompt that we want to use to get a description of backpacks, maybe I sell backpacks and I need to market the backpacks, right? But I have 2 different audiences. I've got college students and I've got another group, which I'll show you in a minute. For the college students, I just want a short description, right? So the prompt is actually write a length, and that's the input variable length, description of a backpack for the target audience. And the values for length in this case is short and college students. So when I put that into ChatGPT, what it sees is write a short description of a backpack for college students. Now I can use that same prompt, but change the values of the variables to long and hikers. And then ChatGPT would see, write a long description of a backpack for hikers. Does that make sense to everybody? Can I get some yeses for that? On that one, I should ask, are there any no's? Is anybody who doesn't quite get it? I don't want to leave anybody behind. All right, lots of yeses. Thank you. Wonderful. All right. Our first real prompt for today. We're going to find high value speaking opportunities. We're going to have ChatGPT be our research assistant for expert speakers and trainers. We're going to use this to find our opportunities for speaking. All right, so let me go back to my prompts document here. You'll see I've got this in here. So I've got some input variables, right? This is what you'll change, the values you'll change when you apply this to your scenario. The topic, using generative AI tools like ChatGPT. I'm using that as my example. The audience, I'm looking at our speakers, trainers, small business owners, and I want to speak primarily in Dallas. I will do virtual as well, right? So I've got a role, act as Seth Godin and Jess Toddfield, 2 renowned experts in marketing, public speaking, and event research. Using deep industry knowledge and research skills, locate high-value speaking and training opportunities, and provide a structured summary of the key details for each event. The task, I have 2 steps. 1 is identify the opportunities, and 2, provide a detailed summary for each event. All right, so I'm going to grab this whole prompt, everything that I've highlighted in yellow. I highlight it to make it easy for you guys to see what you need to copy and paste. I just copied that, and I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to start a new conversation. All right, and you do that with this little new chat pencil icon on the left for those of you who are new to ChatGPT. And I'm going to paste in that whole thing. And here's where I would edit this, right? I would change the topic or maybe the audience and then maybe the location. But for this example, I'm just going to leave the ones I have in there as examples. And I'm going to send that to ChatGPT. So now it's going to go out, do some research for me. It's searching the web. And it is now coming back. It found Convergent AI in Dallas. That's coming up April to May. They're business leaders, entrepreneurs, AI professionals. They haven't announced the details for the requirements yet. They're looking for generative AI applications, AI in business. They're looking for speaking opportunities, right? And there's a link there that you can help find it. Their contact information is the Dallas Regional Chamber. and you can contact them for those details. Then it found Intelligent Automation Week. Another example, right? So we've got here, it should be 7. I've asked specifically in there for 7. Now, there's no real reason why I chose 7. If you choose too many, it will only give you so many because it only responds with so much data at one time. Then you could say, if I'd asked for 10 and it gave me 7, I could say, okay, give me the other 3. It would then give me the rest, right? But I use 7 because I know that's a good cutoff point where it will give me all the data for those 7. All right. Now, just a quick gauge. If this were to lead to you getting booked at one of these events, what would that be worth to you? Is this valuable information? If you just throw in a dollar figure, what would you say having a new gig, say at the Tech and AI Live, Gen AI, what would that be worth? 10K, Julie? Beautiful. Anybody else have an idea, a guess, or an estimate? 5K, 15K, beautiful. Yep. Being able to get booked at things it's our bread and butter in the speaking industry for sure. And finding these gigs, that's gold, right? All right. Are we having fun? I hope so. All right, let's move on. Thank you. Priceless. Our second prompt today. Now you've found some gigs, right? You want to present yourself in the best way. You want a very high converting speaker bio. Some of you may already have a nice bio and it may be working perfectly, but those of you who don't, this prompt will help you at least get the foundation for your bio. All right, so let's show you what that's going to look like. Prompt number 2, high converting speaker bio. We've got our topic, the things we want to talk about, our name, and our achievements. So in my case, speaker on a 7-day network marketing cruise, endorsed by Jack Canfield and Patty Aubrey, highly rated AI training facilitator, and international best-selling author. I could add more or less here, but that's just an example, right? You all have your achievements, and you can add them to the prompt in the input variable. The role, act as Michael Port, a professional speaker coach and branding expert specializing in crafting high-impact speaker bios that attract event organizers and audiences. Write a high-converting speaker bio for name, that would be me, positioning them as a leading expert on the topic. The bio should establish authority, highlight past experience, engage event organizers, maintain a tone that is authoritative yet engaging, etc. And this is the format we want it to come out in: compelling opening, expertise summary, key speaking topics, engagements, and the call to action. So copying this prompt. A good question, Amy. I will talk about that in just a minute. I usually, if I don't know one, her question is, how should we select the person for the role? If you don't know, maybe you know one, like I know Gary Vee. I chose him because I'm familiar with him and I follow him for one of the previous prompts. But if you don't know, you can ask ChatGPT. And I actually, if you like this style of prompts that I'm using, let me throw this one in here and let it run while I'm talking. All right, if you like this style of prompts I'm using, would you like to be able to ask me to create a prompt for you whenever you needed to come up with a new prompt? Would that be something you'd like to have access to? I've created a virtual Earl. It's a custom GPT. I actually call it Virtual Earl, the prompt engineer. And in a training I'm going to do starting on Saturday, I'm going to teach people how to create their virtual assistant like that. And I'm actually going to give them 100% of my Virtual Earl prompt so that they can use it and create their own prompts day and night, 24/7, right? So I'll show you an example of that later, but thank you for that question. So here we go. Here's my foundation for my bio. Earl Wad, the Hindsight Mentor on Generative AI and Business Growth. Unlocking the power of AI for entrepreneurs, trainers, and thought leaders. Artificial intelligence is transforming the way businesses grow, communicate, and create. And Earl Wad is leading the charge. A high-rated AI training facilitator, international best-selling author and sought-after speaker. Earl has helped thousands of professionals harness the power of generative AI tools like ChatGPT to increase efficiency, boost creativity, and scale their businesses. It sounds really good. Endorsed by and speaking topics, right? Here's the exact format that I asked for. Notable engagements. Why book Earl? Earl's passion for AI is deeply personal. He believes the technology should empower people, not replace them. And that's one of the things. I just got off a call with somebody who's going to be in the training starting Saturday, and we talked about that. I don't think AI is directly going to replace everybody, right? There will be some jobs that AI does replace, especially in the next 3 years when agentic AI comes into the forefront. But for now, people who know how to use AI are going to replace the people who don't. So you want to learn the AI. If you're just getting started, keep diving into it. You definitely want to be able to use AI because it's your secret weapon. It's your competitive advantage. Yes, Meg, you will definitely. I'll show you how to get your virtual Meg. All right. Now you've got a foundation for your bio. Does that everybody like that? Give me some yeses again in the chat if you think that's powerful, useful. Awesome. Yes, yes. Excellent. Thank you. I'm really glad. All right, let's continue. Prompt number 3. Persuasive speaker proposals. So if you got your bio, you know the events, now you need to talk to them about them picking you. You want a persuasive proposal to have them pick you as one of the speakers or trainers at an event. Okay, so we're going to use another prompt. This is going to leverage the expertise of Grant Baldwin, renowned speaker and coach. All right, we'll move to that prompt in my document. And again, you get this document, so you guys are going to be able to go to work with this straight away. So this one's got a few more input variables, the event, right? So one of the events that we found in the first prompt, we put that event, that's the one we want to talk to, the Biz AI conference. The topic, again, I'm staying with the generative AI, my name, my experience. So the emphasis, right? Maybe we want to have the audience transformation engagement or AI ROI, sorry, productivity and business outcomes. The difference is, are we speaking to entrepreneurs at a conference perhaps, or are we talking to people in a corporate setting, people that we may be brought into a corporate to speak about the event? So we can tailor our target. And I've given you 2 examples there, and I'll use one of them for this training. Our role is to act as Grant Baldwin, a professional speaker coach and proposal writing, specializing in crafting high converting speaker proposals. We want a persuasive speaker proposal for the event showcasing our topic. We want to hook the organizers immediately with compelling opening, clearly explain the value of the topic, outline the takeaways, demonstrate credibility, and then maintain a professional yet engaging tone to make the proposal stand out. This is the format. We want the opening, the relevance of the topic, the takeaways, the credibility, and a closing with a call to action. All right, grabbing this. Question: if it is a corporate event, but part of HR wellness initiatives, would you further narrow it down in your prompt? I probably would, yeah. The more specificity that you can give it, the better the targeted results you'll get back. Great question, Christina. Thank you. All right, so we've got I'm going to scroll up here and make sure one of the events is the one that Convergence AI. Let's grab that one as our event. Now I'm going to put that in here, Convergence AI, right? So this is the event we found. We want to propose that we are a speaker for that. This one's going to be entrepreneurs at a conference. So I'm going to take away the corporate one for this case. We're not going to talk about corporate related things like ROI, productivity, etc. There we go. So our emphasis is transformation of the audience, engagement, entrepreneurs at a conference. All right, so I'll kick that one into action. All right. Interesting thing, ChatGPT has different models that they use to give you results. Their most popular or most recent is the 4.0 that we're using. You can see up here in the upper left, ChatGPT 4.0. They're about to come out with 5.0, which I'm really excited for. They're saying that the intelligence level of that model is going to be above any human. So you'll be able to work with somebody who's smarter than you, smarter than pretty much anybody. And that is exciting. All right, so here's our compelling opening hook. AI isn't coming, it's here. The business that embrace it today will dominate tomorrow. Generative AI tools like ChatGPT are no longer futuristic luxuries. They are game changers. But here's the catch. Most business owners are only scratching the surface. I hear that all the time. Convergence AI Dallas is all about cutting edge innovation, and generative AI is leading that revolution. So this is definitely relevance to my topic. To them, it definitely will resonate with them, right? Key takeaways: AI playbook for business growth, secret to AI power engagement, automation without overwhelm. That's my superpower, right? I teach people how to do the complex easily. Credibility. I don't just talk about it, I live and breathe it. I absolutely do. And the closing. Convergence is bringing together the best minds in AI business, and I'm eager to contribute. I'd love the opportunity to deliver a high-impact session that gives the audience not just theory, but real-world AI strategies they can apply the same day. Do you feel like I'm doing that today? Just put a yes in the chats if you think so. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So that's our next prompt. We got, I think, one more in this series. Number 4. Okay. You've identified an event. You've created a bio to represent you. You've got a compelling message to try to get the event. But now you might want to reach out to a specific organizer to make a connection, a networking connection, right? To let them know beyond just your documentation who you are. This prompt is designed to help you craft the right message, and crafting the right message is so powerful to make that connection and have them want to talk to you, right? Let's move to the prompt document for this one. We're going to be Judy Robnett, a renowned networking strategist. We want a concise, engaging, and strategically worded message. So our variables, again, we're going to use the same conference. Let me grab that one. I'll do it when we get in there. All right. We've got the conference, the topic, name, experience again. Those should be pretty familiar now. The role, as I mentioned, is Judy Robinette, a professional networking strategist. We want to write a professional yet friendly LinkedIn connection request to introduce yourself to the event organizer. We want it to be concise and engaging, express genuine interest, mention your expertise, subtly introduce your interest in speaking at the event without being overly promotional. We don't want it to come off salesy. Encourage the conversation to explore potential opportunities, and then a soft follow-up strategy if they don't respond immediately. So this one is broken down into 2 parts. We've got an example here, the first message. It's going to look something like that. And then if they don't respond right away, we've got a follow-up message. So this is going to give us 2 messages from this prompt that we can use to start that networking connection. I'll show you what that looks like. We'll paste that in here. And then I'm going to use the same conference, the Convergence AI, an example. So this should give you an idea how you replace the values in your input variables. It's simply a cut and paste, right? You can type it in. You don't have to cut and paste, but it makes it easy. All right, and here we go. First message. Hi, and then you'd put in the organizer name. I came across Convergence AI Dallas 2025. I'm really impressed with the lineup and focus of cutting edge AI applications for business innovation. It's great to see a platform dedicated to helping entrepreneurs and professionals harness AI's full potential. I'm a speaker, international best-selling author, and AI trainer specializing in using generative AI tools to help business owners and industry leaders scale efficiently. I'd love to connect and learn more about what you're building with Convergence AI Dallas. Looking forward to staying in touch. That's a lot better than just clicking connect on your LinkedIn profile and hoping that they accept your request, right? This is going to get their attention. It's focused, targeted to something they're probably very passionate about if they're the organizer for the event. If the initial response doesn't get an accept, you can use this as a follow-up. All right, thanks for connecting. I've been following the Convergence AI, and it's shaping up to be a fantastic event. I recently read about a growing impact of generative AI in streamlining business operations. And then you can insert a link to that article, right? Something you've read, giving value to them, right? Again, that's going to be more likely that they're going to want to respond and give you a connection. All right. Does that seem like a good prompt to use to help you in this goal of booking more gigs? Get yeses. There we go. I should have said that. Yep. Thank you. All right. Julie Kelly, you're so amazing. Thank you. Yes. Yes, it does. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Now, never wanting to go light on what I deliver, I've created 6 more prompts here. I'm not going to do them all today, but they're going to be in the document you get, right? Find hidden speaker niches and in with high demand. The instant authority prompt. This is going to help you position yourself as an industry authority. Event planner. You are going to give inside knowledge on what decision makers actually want as an event planner. Speaking fees. How many struggle with knowing how much to ask, right? This prompt is going to help you know what prices to ask. And I'll just show this one because this one blew me away the other day. After I created it, I was like, let me run this one. I like this one a lot. And I was blown away by its response. So I'm going to throw that in here while I'm sharing. We'll come back to it when it's done. All right. The speaker reel, if you want to do a little promotional reel, this will help you get scripts to create those reels. And then instant credibility. Testimonials. This will help create testimonials. So those are going to be in the prompts document that you get after the training. I've got a little bit of blurb on here about my books and things like that, if that's something you want to look at as well. Let me come back over here. We still got a little more to go. All right, those are the bonus prompts I mentioned. I am delivering a training starting this Saturday. It's 3 weeks. We meet each Saturday at 11 Central. I am going to go over 3 main categories in this training. One is going to be helping you get the most out of AI. I give you just a little sample of that today with the RTF model and some of the other things. One of my students, Mary Bentley, said that my training has been a game changer. What she uses what I taught her constantly, and it's helping her company move forward powerfully. Somebody had asked about not how do I pick the person to be in my role. And I mentioned I created a virtual Earl. I can do this manually, right? But I thought I do this every day, so I want to make it easier. So I created this particular prompt, and I don't think I put this one in the document because it's not there yet. Let me see. Let me hold on. Let me grab it. All right, copy on this one. I'll go back to presentation mode. All right, we're going to go back over here. All right, so here's the speaker pricing, right? So they suggest a keynote, I should be asking between $7,500 and $1,250. If I'm going to do a half day training, it should be 15 grand to 20 grand. If I'm going to do a full day, we're talking 25 to 30. If it's in person. If I'm doing a VIP mastermind, 50 grand plus, right? So I was like, oh man, I'm not charging enough. I need to raise my prices. All right. And I probably won't jump straight up to 50,000 or something like that, but at least it gives you perspective, right? A lot of us think that we can't charge as much as we're worth. This will give you an unbiased opinion of maybe what you can charge. And at least you can start moving in that direction. I think that helped me wrap my brain around that idea pretty well. All right, so let me start a new prompt here. So virtual Earl, right? So I created a custom GPT, and like I said, I'm going to teach this in the full training that I'm doing starting Saturday. This is one you'll get day one. So you can see virtual Earl. All right, and I say I want to create a new prompt. I want a prompt that'll craft expert level prompts to transform ChatGPT into a custom AI assistant tailored to your business. Is this the right one? Let me double check. That was, oh no, I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, there we go. That's what virtual Earl is. But let's use the example here. All right, this is better. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what virtual Earl is. That's not the prompt I want it to create. This is an example prompt of what I want virtual Earl to create for me. All right, so virtual Earl, I need your help. Create a reusable prompt that will generate a week's worth of Facebook posts on different topics each week. I want to be able to easily change topics and the target audience each time I rerun the prompt. Now that's not a bad prompt right there, but it's not the role task format with an expert, etc. But virtual Earl will take that and he'll go to work and give me a full prompt. So my variables, target audience, small business owners, and the topic, right? I can change these now every time I want to rerun it. Social media content strategy, it's in Gary Vee. I like Gary Vee, so that's a good fit. The task, generate a week's worth of engaging Facebook posts on a topic for the audience. This is the format. Each post should be concise, under 150 words, written in an engaging conversational tone. And now I can ask it to tweak this prompt, but I'm just, for the sake of argument, I'm just going to run with it right now. I'm going to grab this one straight out. And then I'm going to go start another conversation real quick, throw this in here, and let's leave it time management strategies. I might pick a different one that was AI related, but just for this, I'll just throw it in there. So now here we go. 7 days of posts, time management, 80-20 rule. Excellent advice. Day 2. If you had an extra hour a day, how would you use it? That's a good question. Quote, you will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. Ooh. Quick action challenge, 5-minute challenge, take back your day. So you get the idea, right? Now I can rerun this prompt. I can come up here and I can even just edit this. And maybe I want to talk about how to spend your free time wisely. Okay, and I can send that off. I didn't make any other changes. I'll get a new response for 7 days more. Studies show that how you spend your free time directly impacts your business success. Let's talk free time. Small business owners, schedule your free time like a meeting. Take breaks whenever you can squeeze them in. Wait until burnout forces you to rest. I think Meg could probably talk a little bit about preventing that one. Inspirational quote, etc. So you see, very easily, I just got 7 more. How much time did that just save? I can post those one day a week. Thomas is asking, so in this example, you're Earl to create a prompt to put in ChatGPT and use that ChatGPT to help you start branding yourself. Exactly, Thomas. I can start getting myself known in the industry, right? In your case, it wouldn't be AI training, it would be your business. But then you can start putting information out each day in minutes instead of trying to craft all of these yourself, posting them, right? It'll be soon where you can actually just have ChatGPT post for you. It's coming, right? It's not there yet, but it won't be long. Julie, I'm glad you think so. A total game changer. All right, so that's one of the things I'm going to be teaching in the training. I'm literally going to give you virtual Earl. You can tweak it to be virtual Meg or virtual Paula or whatever it is, and make it specific to you and your business. But that is one of the things you're going to learn in the very first day. Gary Vee, again, I like him. I follow him. He said, if you're not using AI tools every day of your life, you're making a huge mistake. You got to start training. Whether you need it or not is irrelevant. You're going to need it, and you're going to interact with it every day. So the faster you're good at it, the better. Session 2, week number 2, I'm going to go deep in communications. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I've got a ChatGPT. I'm working on a custom GPT that is going to allow you to write in the style of almost anybody you can think of. I'm going to show you how to capture those styles if there's somebody that I don't provide straight out of the box, but you can have it write like Jack Canfield or Patty Aubrey or Earl Wad if you want to write like me, or if you want to write like you. I will show you how to capture your style, your voice, so you can easily say something like, I need 3-paragraph story in my style on this topic, and it'll write just like you. You'll be blown away. It'll sound like you. It'll use the same kind of, if you use analogies or metaphors, it'll follow that kind of guidance. It's super powerful in that regard. Now, another thing I'm going to show is establishing yourself in your industry as a leader, right? One of the ways is publishing information. I don't know if you all know this, and I didn't until very recently, that in LinkedIn, they have something called articles that you can use to publish yourself, right? To publish the information about what you're doing, what you know, what you can help people with. And it establishes your credibility and you as a leader in your industry. And it's pretty easy. It's not like it costs anything. You just click on it, right? And then you paste your article in here. You can use an image title and then you submit it. It's very easy, but knowing what to say when you're staring at this blank page can be daunting, right? And that's where ChatGPT's communication comes in. So again, I've got a custom GPT that I have created for you, and I will be giving this GPT to you in session 2. So you just go LinkedIn article generator, right? And then I can say a new article, and it will start asking me some questions. So the first one is what title, right? I've given it some examples. You can type in your title if one of these doesn't work for you. So for one title, I'm going to say 1. For niche, I'm going to say tech and innovation. Let's do 1 again. 3, audience. I want to talk to C-suite executives. I want to get them to bring me into their companies to teach. And then I'm going to offer a webinar. Let's go offer 2. And you can type in something if none of these 3 work. And then the URL, HTTPS. What is my webinar? The hindsightmentor.com AI course. Okay. All right. And with that, now it's going to create the article. This is generating, Rita, you asked about copyright. This is generating unique content. You certainly can post this and not fear any copyright issues. If you are writing books and things like that, you can do the same thing. It's very good at generating new and unique content. In my books, I do always state that some of the content is created through AI, and I've made every effort to make sure that it's unique and no issues. But if you put that little disclaimer in there, it's pretty safe. Thomas, can you use ChatGPT to help SEO for you? Absolutely. It is really good at creating the right keywords to use in titles and other things that will help your website rank higher on Google searches. So here's the article. Again, I'm not going to copy this and just paste it right in. I'm going to maybe edit, tweak it, make sure that it's what I want to say. So it's 90% of the way there, maybe 95 even. And then it's giving my offer. Here's my link, right? A lot of times it'll actually put in links to other articles to help give you more credibility and have you rank higher. Again, search engine optimization, if you have links to other things, ranks you higher. But very easily, we just created an article. I'm not staring at this blank page on LinkedIn now, wondering, what do I type, right? So that's day 2, session 2. Session 3 is all about creating your brand. I go through done for you prompts, literally just like I've done today. You copy and paste, tweak a couple of input variables, and the results will be delivered, done for you, 3 documents that define your brand so clearly that you can use that for creating your websites, for doing your advertising and marketing. You can use it as inputs for creating content for books, training programs, speaking topics, all kinds of things. It will know you better than you know yourself, practically. And at the end of that 3rd day, you will have those documents ready to go to put into your chat to use every day from that day forward. So that is what I'm teaching in the next training that's starting Saturday. I would like to invite all of you to join me in that training. Your brand is one of the most important things. If you haven't got your brand completely mapped out, and this goes so far, it even gives you good color combinations that you can use for your websites and for your marketing. You get your brand document, you get a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, the SWOT document, and then your ideal customer avatars will be completely defined. We'll even create some images so you can see them literally. One of my students, Julie, she's been working on a book for 20 years. I've been working with her for just over a couple of weeks, and I think before the end of the month, her book will be published. It is going to be brilliant, beautiful. It is going to change lives. Julie's book is going to be so fantastic. I've helped others create and publish books as well. If that's something you're looking at, I can help you there. My programs, I believe, are done for you frameworks. I want to make sure that you walk away each time with things you can start using that day as simply and easily as possible. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I think that everybody should be learning to use AI efficiently and effectively. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Not yet, anyway. I think that's it. If somebody didn't work, why didn't it make it a link? Let me try that again. There we go. Somebody can test that link and make sure it works and put a yes in the chat for me. I am not charging anywhere near what I paid for the General Assembly course or even the Mind Valley AI Mastery course. So it is much more efficient. The investment is much smaller. And if you register today, literally today, February 2025, I will give you an extra $100 off if you use this coupon code. Will only work today. It's dated and only good for today, but $100 off. You also get a free bonus one-on-one coaching call with me to handle any issues that you may come up if you don't understand something the first time, or if you've got some very specific niche things that you want. Maybe your business isn't speaking or training and you need some help. If there's pretty much, I'm very flexible in that hour, and I often I over deliver. It's my goal to make sure that you get as much value as I can possibly give. That's included if you register too. It's a bonus. And oh, I almost forgot the pitfalls and problems. The last thing, thank you for checking, Paul. I appreciate that. Traditional lead generation is very slow and manual. Searching through websites and LinkedIn, it's really hard to find the events. Reaching out to people generically, you're going to get ignored almost all the time. Just a random connection request on LinkedIn is going to fall on deaf ears. And everybody's trying to find the same gigs, right? If you saw, I found unique ones that not everybody might be aware of. A lot of people use AI like a Google search instead of having strategic targeted prompts to use to get the results that are really going to be impactful and powerful. And that's what I try to teach. If you want to fix those problems, you got to have your speaker profile. You've got to find the right gigs. You got to use very personalized outreach. You want things that are going to speak to people that they're going to feel like you've done your homework, that you're talking directly to them and to their event. And then you want an easily used system for continuously doing this. So the prompts I gave you, Thomas, you've asked, is it 3 consecutive days? No, it's 3 sessions each Saturday. The investment is an hour, or it sometimes runs a little longer, but my target is an hour each Saturday for 3 weeks. All right. Use AI, use ChatGPT, practice with it, experiment. Don't be afraid. You can't hurt it. All you can do is learn more. I have a community called the Hindsight Mentor. I welcome you to join that community. And that is all I have. I think I went over just a little bit. I was targeting for 45 minutes. I guess I went over a lot. I'm sorry. The dates, it starts Saturday, the 22nd, 11 a.m. Central Time. And all sessions are recorded. If you happen to miss a session, you're not going to miss out. I won't let that happen. You'll get the prompts documents. Even if you can't make it, you'll get the prompts. And if you miss one, we can talk about that in the one-on-one coaching. I can help you with anything you miss. But it's 3 Saturdays in a row, 11 a.m. each time, and for roughly an hour. So I would allocate an hour and a half in case there's a lot of questions and answers that come across. I won't leave anybody wanting. I think that's all I had. Do you have any questions for me today before we end the session?
Earl,
welcome.
hi, Earl. This is Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Did you say this recording you were sent to us, or?
Yeah, I am recording this, and I will make sure you get it. Everybody who registered will get a recording of this and the document that I just used for the training.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Social image designer. I see your hands raised. Please.
Hi, Earl. It's Leah.
Oh,
I
Leah,
gotta
hi.
change that back to put my name back on there. So I just had a quick question about ethics. Like Facebook, for example, they require you now to disclose, or supposed to disclose, if it's AI content. I know that right now it's like the Wild West. There's not really any copyright issues as of now, but as far as like a LinkedIn article, so I did one, I put it in ChatGPT, but I edited it a lot because I wanted it to make it mine. But
Yep.
I could have technically just taken it and slapped it in LinkedIn, right? Or is there an ethical concern with that?
There's not really. I don't believe there's an ethical concern. I would gauge that probably we're at the point about 70% of all the stuff you're seeing get posted is AI generated, or at least partially.
Wow.
The the things that I'm going to teach in the second session on communication is going to make the responses very unique to your style, or maybe, like I said, you might want to write as Jack Canfield. It won't be his words, but it'll be in his style, his tone, and the way he creates content, right? It will be unique. And so there's no ethical issue about um, infringing on people's copyrights or other things. So you can feel pretty secure. I actually created a book about that, and I can share that. I'll probably share that as one of the pieces I give out in the training that talks a little bit about that. So actually a lot about it. It's a whole, I think, 40 pages of discussion, if that's something that's important to you.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you. And yeah, I didn't realize how prevalent it was, I guess now. And I had a lot of aha moments today. So thank you for
Oh,
bringing so
good.
much value.
Yes. Wonderful. Yeah, I think 2025 is going to be the defining year. AI is unique in as a technology or a change. Nothing has had the four things all working for it. It's cheaper, faster, easier, and gives you better results. Those four haven't ever come together in a single thing in our history, right? Like automobiles, when they came out, they weren't safer, right? They were much more dangerous for a while, at least. And when computers came out, they were faster, better, but they were more expensive, right? So each new emerging technology that has really impacted us has never had all four: safer, faster, cheaper, and better at the same time. So this is going to be the last year where the world is pre-AI, I think.
What? Oh,
Yep.
sorry. Louis, I think Luis had his hand up first.
Yeah, Lewis,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Hi everybody. Earl, wonderful as always. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. A question I had before that I posted on the chat for the each slide that you have for the different sessions.
Yes.
Do you create those also with ChatGPT?
The actual slides themselves?
Yeah, the text.
Yeah.
Session 1 you cover this, session 2 you'll cover that.
Yeah, I actually used another tool. I will teach that in the training. It's called Gamma. It is my go-to for creating presentation slides. It is AI enabled. You can start off with a complete blank slate, or you can give it like a text file of what you want to talk about. It'll make slides like today's presentation. The images and things like that were all generated through that tool as well. So it's pretty powerful.
All right, and I tried to use the prompt that you shared with us last night, and using it towards getting more speaking English, as you said. So when I posted the question, the first thing it asked me back was, "Who's my competitor?"
Yes.
And so I had to go probably other ways before I got a final answer.
Okay. Yep.
To
So
compare
yeah,
myself, I have to give some suggestions, and then it started to find people similar. So,
yes. Yep. And the prompt I sent out last night was just a little snippet. You notice it didn't have the role, task, and format. It was just something to give you a little taste, of give you some ideas, make your wheels spin. Oh, I could do that, right? And that was what that was for. When I give you the prompts officially, I try to always do role, task, format, and it'll have all the details you need to get the response in the first try.
all right, wonderful, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Richard, I think you have another question.
Yeah. So you mentioned that in your books you use a disclaimer. Now I'm recently finishing a book, and I did use ChatGPT to give me, I put in my titles of my chapters, I put in what I thought were good subtitles and things like that. So even with that, should there be a disclaimer? I didn't really use it for the content of the book, but I did use it for those kind of things.
Yep. Not really. I would say no. And the disclaimer isn't really necessary. I'm just using it to a little CYA just because. And I like to be transparent. I like to let people know the real me
Right.
kind of thing. And that I've written books without using ChatGPT completely. And I've written some that I've used it heavily to craft it and everywhere in between. And so I put that disclaimer in the ones that I use it. When you self-publish on Amazon, they ask you, did you use AI to create any or all? And it gives you different levels, right? Minimal, lot with some edits, a lot with a lot of edits, that kind of thing. Images, did you use it to create images, things like that? So you have to declare that now when you self-publish on Amazon, right?
Yeah, I am self-publishing, not on, uh, my book will be on Amazon. I'm going with Steve Harrison. You probably know him.
Yep, yep.
I'm a little confused about that. Are they able to, when they ask you that question, because they're the ones that upload it for you, right? I'm not doing that. The Harrison Group is doing that for me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
like I said, my use of, because I've written books without at all. This is the
Yes.
first time I'm using it for, like I said, headings and subtitles and
Yeah.
things like that. Although I did put in my own, I tweaked it like you said. Some of them I didn't. I said no, that. So I did all that, and I'm just saying, I guess I should just use a disclaimer or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think, based on what you've described, I don't think you need it. And again, I don't think I needed it. I just did it as a, just because I want people to know that some of this was created.
But you're
for the
talking about the
benefit.
content of the
Yep.
book,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
And
Yeah.
just titles and things like that. Almost everybody's using it to come up with a better title, right? If you're
Okay.
not, you're missing an opportunity. So
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much.
you're very welcome. All right, thanks, Megs. So Meg's signing up. She's going to see us on Saturday. Fantastic. Any other questions before we wrap up? All right, I think that might
Are
be
you
it.
are you going to offer I don't think I can make it tomorrow. Are you going to offer it another time, the same training?
It will be, since it's 3 weeks apart, it's going to be at least a month away, maybe longer. It depends. Yeah. So I do one-on-one coaching too. And a lot of times people who are in the 3 week training, they'll want me to help them with their book completely, or their training, I mean, with their training course. So sometimes my time gets allocated for that as well. But I will probably deliver the training again. If you can enroll, you get the recordings and you get the coaching. So I would say sooner is better than later, because you're already going to be falling a little more behind, and the new stuff that comes out, you're going to want to know how to use it.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. This has been so much fun. I truly hope that you got a lot of value out of what I did today. If you can't join me in the training coming up Saturday, that at least you've got some stuff to get going now and put it to good use. And ideally, I'd love to see you join me in the longer training, because I can teach more. I've got some really good stuff that I'm giving away in that training. So thank you. All right. Bye, everybody.